Hello guys, it's Anthony here from GetOverYourExGirlfriend.com, and thank you for choosing to watch the video, Your Ex-Girlfriend Advice Without the Bullshit. Because nobody likes bullshit and it gets us nowhere. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. Getting over an ex-girlfriend after a breakup can be one of the most difficult, confusing, painful and testing times in a man's life. You can find yourself acting absolutely crazy one minute, then behaving like a complete mess the next. It's all a bit of an emotional roller coaster really, but before I go any further I'd like to highlight two very important points. Firstly, stop being so hard on yourself. Now what I mean by this is, I know from personal experience as a guy, having gone through what you're going through right now, on top of all of these bad feelings, on top of all of these nasty feelings such as sadness, anger, bitterness and all the rest, there's a potential for also feeling shame and embarrassment for actually feeling that way. Well, this is all part of the bullshitty macho world that you think you live in. In reality, you are just another human being going through a particularly tough phase in your life right now, and you must acknowledge that. Now, I'm not asking you to cry into your pillow every night, listening to Sinead O'Connor's Nothing Compares to You on repeat. Hell no. But what you need to do is stop beating yourself down. Right now, you are going through a testing time which will get better, but beating yourself down, it's not going to do you any favours at all. It's not going to do you any favours at all. So right now, stop beating yourself down. Moving on. Secondly, you aren't alone. You are not alone. Right now, there are millions or even more men that are and have gone through what you are going through right now. And if you found me on YouTube or my website, I'm guessing that you are a guy who is in need of some good breakup advice right now. Well, I understand that perfectly because I was one of those guys. I scurried around for someone to understand my pain. I asked advice from just about every man and his dog for some advice, in hope they would give me some magical words of wisdom that would take away my pain. I was a mess, and I simply could not see any light at the end of a very dark tunnel. Looking back, the advice that I received on a constant basis was quite frankly a load of bullshit. Unfortunately, the same advice is still bandied around today to guys who are suffering after a breakup, and all it does is hold them back in their healing. Now, let's look at some poor breakup advice examples. First up, bullshit advice from guy friends. Your guy friends, your bros, your mates, the lads, the dudes, your homies, I don't care what you call them. They generally offer the same lame, bullshitty crap advice, which normally goes a little like this. Just get drunk. Genius. And then when that one fails, there's also the good old reliable, ever dependable, just go out and get laid. Just go out and get laid, man, then everything will be fine after that. Yeah, thanks guys. Now hey, I'm not going to bullshit you. I can think of a million worse things to do than getting laid and getting drunk. However, this advice totally contradicts to how you're feeling right now. And at the end of the day, this advice does not make you feel better. And that's what you're here for, isn't it? You want to get better. You want to feel better. However, it's not your guy friend's fault, and they only have your best interests at heart. And they truly believe that they are helping you by recycling this verbal garbage. So it's not their fault really. But moving on. Bullshit advice from online gurus. Now, you may find it ironic that this makes the list, considering I am a guy who wrote a free online guide about the same thing. But let me explain what separates me from those who I cannot stand. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some good guys out there offering very good advice, but they are very few and far between. Most of the online breakup advice is catered towards women, and when you manage to filter them out, you can come across the online vultures. The online breakup vultures. These people claim to help you get over your ex-girlfriend, but then ask you to pay money for their ebook that contains super duper magic tricks that will help you get back together with your ex-girlfriend. Well, in all honesty, this is disgusting and scandalous, and needless to say, a load of bullshit. Do not listen to these people unless you want to possibly make more of a fool of yourself instead of move on. At the end of the day, this advice does not make you feel better. Moving on. Bullshit conventional advice from everybody else. Now, breakup advice is like any other kind of advice, really. There are often times when people simply repeat what they've heard elsewhere without giving it any second thought or adding any personal experience to back what they're saying. With breakup advice, you're offered such pearls of wisdom such as, time is the greatest healer. Time is the greatest healer. This suggests that you don't have any control over how long you feel this lousy for, which of course is a load of bullshit. I've even heard ridiculous maths equations such as, it will take you a month for every year you dated to get over your ex. Seriously, I used to listen to these people. There are plenty of ways to get over a breakup, and using a calculator is not one of them. And just like all other examples, this is unfounded trash, and this advice does not make you feel better. And the list goes on. Now here's the no bullshit part. Wahey! When you are struggling with getting over a breakup, life is extremely tough. You will have some all-time low moments when you want the ground to just swallow you up. There will be cruel times when you think you are getting better, then suddenly realise you are not. It can be a war in your mind, and there are no secret magic click your fingers magic tricks that will make the pain instantly go away. And now for the good news. There are no shortcuts with regards to what you feel. However, there are many shortcuts with regards to how long you feel like this for. Allow me to repeat. There are no shortcuts with regards to what you feel. After a breakup, if you're struggling, you tend to feel the same feelings. Okay, there's nothing you can do about that. However, there are many shortcuts with regards to how long you feel like this for. There is a timeline and you are in control. It really is up to you. You can control how long you feel this shit for. Men do make it harder for themselves, unfortunately, and it's not completely our fault, because a lot of this stems from how we've been conditioned. But that's where I come in. What I need for you to do right now, if you're not there already, is ignore or forget what you think you're supposed to do and come over to www.getoveryourexgirlfriend.com and read my 100% free breakup guide for men. It is a 17,000 word written and audio step-by-step guide which fully focuses on helping guys like you get over their ex-girlfriend and on with their life. Let me highlight, it is free, and I'm not bullshitting you. There are no place credit card details here, or sign up to my newsletter if you want to read it first. No, there's nothing to download to your computer, just a 100% free, comprehensive and informative guide at the click of a button. Why would I do this? I'll tell you why. Because this is the guide that I wish was wrote for me when I was at the lowest after the end of my breakup. That's why. Along with the guide is a forum and additional resources fully focusing on getting you over your ex-girlfriend as quickly as you want to. I totally believe in all this, and although at the time of recording this site is relatively new, I already received daily emails from men around the world thanking me for my guide and suggested resources, which has helped them to achieve their goal and moving on from their relationship and living a better life. If you are serious about getting over your ex-girlfriend and becoming a better man, living a better life, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit me at www.getoveryourexgirlfriend.com. Thank you for listening, guys, and keep that chin up.